Well, after I'm done watching this movie, I gotta say, oh man, this has gotta be one of the best drama movies I've seen from last year. So let's get started. What's up, guys? Jake here, and I'm here today to do a review on Sundown. So before we get into this review, for those who haven't seen this movie, I highly suggest you to click away this video because there's going to be spoilers in this review, so get out of here if you haven't seen it. But if you have seen this movie, then I guess enjoy this review. So Sundown, directed by Franco, and it tells the story about Neil and Alice Bennett are the core of a wealthy family on vacation in Mexico until a distant emergency cuts their trip short when one relative disrupts the family tight-knit order. Simmering tensions rise to the force. So that's it for the plot of this movie. Now let's get on to my thoughts on this movie. So yeah. Now, I remember watching this movie while I was trying to get through the movies that I've missed from last year. I've watched it with one of my friends on Instagram, and guess what? It was really good, and it was really amazing, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And that is why we're gonna have to talk about this today. So let's get started. Alright, so I'll start with the good and bad qualities. Alright, so the direction by Franco, it was really good. I like the direction of this movie. I like how he does a drama movie that is so freaking good, and he does it anyway. His direction is so good for this. So yeah, the screenplay and story, I'm mixed with it. On this hand, it was good at times, but on the other hand, it was also confusing for reasons, like the ending as well, which is confusing to me. But I'll talk about for the ending, which is mixed to me. I'll talk about it at the end of the video. So yeah, the performances for this movie were really good, including the performances of Tim Roth, Charlotte Gainsbourg, and Iozua Waros for this movie, which I like the performances of this movie. So yeah, the cinematography of this movie, it was beautiful. I like the cinematography with the tone that is so good. I thought this is going to be a bad tone, but turns out it's not because of reasons. But I like the cinematography though. It was really good, to be honest. The editing for this movie, it was great. I like the editing of this movie because the pacing and the editing were really good. I thought this was going to be slowly paced, but turns out the pacing and the editing were really good. So yeah, well, the ending, for me, it was confusing. Why it was confusing? It's because Neil just fell down because he had brain cancer. So a local named Berenice who had to take him to a hospital, and then she just fall asleep in a coma, and then he just leave her here in a coma from the hospital. And then he just abandoned her. Probably he just faked his cancer or something. I don't know, man. And just walk in the city alone for no reason at all. And then just cut off into a silence and a look at his hotel room for no reason. And then it just ended like that. Like, why would you leave her in the coma in a hospital? She was just trying to help you to get to the hospital in a coma because you have brain cancer, and then she just fall asleep and abandon her for no reason from a coma in the hospital. That makes zero sense, man. God. Alright, so that's it for the good and bad qualities. Now let's get on to my final thoughts on this movie. Alright, so I gotta say, for Sundown, it was amazing and a masterpiece, and it's one of my favorite movies of 2022 last year. So that is why I'm gonna give Sundown a 10 out of 10. It was amazing and a masterpiece, and it's one of my favorite movies from last year, 2022. So yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching for my movie review on Sundown. What do you guys say of the movie, and what's your opinion on this movie? Well, for me, It was amazing and a masterpiece, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time from 2022. Alright, so my next review will be, well, you're gonna have to find out soon in the next video, so yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out, my boy!